So you'll be aware, we launched a public survey before Christmas, so on the 8th of December, and that ran right through until the 4th of January, whereby we invited feedback from the public. And in conjunction with that, we also went face-to-face with over 70 businesses on O'Connell Street and the wider town area, including Abbey Street, to get their views on pedestrianisation. So, look, we had a fantastic response, and firstly, I'd like to thank all those people who got involved with their survey. The feedback has been, brilliant, and we really appreciate it. So, with regards to the public survey, we had, over half, I think 56% of the respondents wanted full-time pedestrianisation. There was a further third of respondents who wanted some form of pedestrianisation. So there was an overwhelming call from the public, I suppose, nearly 90%, as you said there, who wanted full or some form of pedestrianisation on O'Connell Street. Together with that, so we looked at, the 70 businesses that we called face-to-face with, and fantastic engagement. The feedback from the businesses was not as strong, but still exceptionally strong for some form of pedestrianisation.
More mixed from the businesses.
It was, but look, over 2/3 of businesses almost 80% of businesses called for some form of pedestrianisation. So I think there was 14% who wanted full, and then the remaining 66% wanted either morning or evenings only. There was very few businesses, I think 20%, who wanted to see cars back on the street full time. So I suppose that has informed, our intention. So the Section 38, as you mentioned there, is the intention of Clare County Council to partially pedestrianise the street. So, from listening to the businesses and listening to the public, we feel the best thing to do for the street is to only allow vehicles on the street from 6 a.m. till 11 a.m. in the morning, and to allow for your bin collections, to allow for deliveries, and to allow for those with mobility issues who might need to get closer to the town centre or access shops. So that's effectively, I suppose, how we arrived at the proposal from all the consultation we've carried out over the past 6 weeks or so.
Do you imagine that proposal to open the street to traffic from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. will cater to the needs of those businesses who would like to see some form of vehicular access, or will there be still some businesses that would be discommoded by the proposal?
Well, I suppose in a democracy, Sean, there's always going to be a few outliers. So, but it's very clear from the feedback that we got that the majority of businesses want to see some form of pedestrianisation on O'Connell Street. I spoke personally myself to 70 businesses on the street, and the majority of them wanted to see vehicular access in the mornings for the deliveries. They're struggling with deliveries, and also, they mentioned that they've customers with mobility issues that would like to, that may have felt excluded from the town over the past 2 years or so. So, the request was to allow them, access the town in the morning. So we think the 11 o'clock opening from 6 a.m. till 11 a.m., is the will of the majority of both businesses, and, it'll also tend to the needs of those in the public who want full-time pedestrianisation.
Just finally, Paddy, you've mentioned the Section 38 there, which is going in. If people want to make a submission or observation in relation to that, how can they do so?
So they may contact the council. So that the Section 38, people are invited to make submissions if they wish to do so. The Section 38 will be advertised in the local paper and on our website. There'll be an email address there. I believe it's roads@clareco.ie to submit any comments or observation they may have, and that's live on for the next 4 weeks. So, that's the mechanism by which anyone, I suppose, who we haven't reached already can make a submission on the proposals.